You're listening to the True North Success Podcast. Real stories of personal, professional, and financial wins from Alberta's best. With your hosts, Gary Ma and Amy Kim.
Hey everybody, welcome to the show. Today my special guest is Janine Lam. Janine is a very accomplished online entrepreneur that has roots in Vancouver, BC, Canada, and is now located in California, USA. She is a project management professional and has worked at various prominent companies in the Vancouver area and is also a successful real estate investor. She is the founder and CEO of Smart Home Gadgets, and it's your one-stop shop for creating a smart home. She is on a mission to bridge the gap of providing knowledge, expertise, and a selection of smart home products in one place. It is my pleasure to have Janine on the show today. Welcome to the show.
Thanks so much, Gary. It's great to be on the show.
So Janine, I gave a quick overview of your success, but can you fill in the details of what your business is all about, who you serve, and how long you've been doing this for?
Oh, for sure. Thanks for the warm welcome. So I run two businesses. One of them is a real estate business, which I co-own with you. And the other business is what you kind of talked about is Smart Home Gadgets, which is a tech company. And it's an IoT marketplace that matches compatible smart devices, making it easy to build a seamless smart home ecosystem. Now, there's a lot of smart home devices on the market, but many of them don't work together. So our platform matches the devices that are compatible, eliminating the need to do the research yourself and find those devices. So for example, if you're on the market to look for devices that work with your Amazon Alexa, instead of searching for those individual devices yourself, we provide the full suite of compatible devices at your fingertips. So that's in a nutshell what we do.
Nice. So with those type of devices, they're quite interconnected and things like that. So what sets you apart from the competition, or what really comes easy to you that maybe others find challenging in this business?
So there's a lot of companies out there that sell smart home devices like Amazon or Best Buy, but they aren't really focused on building an ecosystem, which is what smart home automation is really about. It's multiple devices that work together to deliver convenience. So our platform focuses on solving that device incompatibility by matching compatible smart devices, so customers can quickly find compatible thermostats or locks or even fridges, everything that works together without having to do their own research. What we really do well is we really focus on helping people build that ecosystem. So instead of just, again, selling those one-off products, we really provide, the full suite. And there's a discovery component to, our platform as well. So if you're on the market for, say, a lock, and then you start discovering that there are maybe air conditioners or even fridges or even, lights that work with that device, you can really, form that entire ecosystem, from our platform.
Right. So with the ecosystem viewpoint, you don't have problems connecting one item to another item and have conflicts and things like that. Can you explain that a little bit more, perhaps?
Yeah. So what we're trying to do is we're really trying to eliminate that problem where people may have, certain devices and they don't really work together. And so they're kind of navigating, devices on different apps. So what we're trying to do is we're really trying to solve that problem and create that seamless system where your lights and your locks and your, fridge or your thermostat all work together, to be able to deliver, that automation that you're really looking for.
Yeah. That sounds fantastic to have a smart home. I'd like to, eventually implement something like that. What types of what tips or suggestions would you give someone, as an entrepreneur that wants to be more successful in business?
I think that's a really great question. I think one of the, biggest tips or suggestions that I give is it's a really simple concept, but it's probably one of the hardest ones to implement, which is consistency. And I think that, consistency is something that will trump everything else, even including talent. I feel like success isn't really built on, feeling motivated all the time, but it's about being disciplined enough to do, the hard things, especially on days that you don't really feel like it. And I think that's what is a trait that kind of separates, a winner from a champion. It's the ability to show up even on days where it's uncomfortable or inconvenient. So I think consistency in a nutshell is, one thing that kind of will help someone become successful.
Right. So is consistency, would you say consistency along with, is that similar to persistence, would you say, or is that different?
I think they're related. I
Okay.
think consistency is, doing the same thing over and over and over again.
Okay.
And persistence is more of being able to get up when, things get hard, right? Like when you fall down, it's being able to sort of dust yourself off and then going back into the arena to, be able to do the hard things. So I think
Right.
those things they're related, and they kind of play off each other. So yeah.
Right. Yeah. So I think a lot of those things come into play. Persistence, consistency, just doing it whether or not you like to do it.
Exactly. And I
Right.
think that's a lot of champions. They didn't become champions overnight. They had to put in the hard work. And I think
Right.
a lot of people may not always see that side of, the day in and day out hard work that, champions put in order to win. So
Now, as a online entrepreneur, you've probably run across many challenges. What's one of the biggest challenges that you've had to overcome in your career, when and turn that into a positive?
I think one of the biggest challenges that I've had to overcome is really, I guess, sticking with something, long term.
Hmm.
And being committed to, say, a dream. And especially on days that don't always, feel like, those things can quickly come into fruition. For example, like I've always wanted to move to San Francisco.
Okay. All right.
And it's always been a lifelong dream for me to move there. And I eventually made it happen earlier this year. But it wasn't always a straight path to get there. There has been a lot of twists and turns, along the way, and plenty of times that, I didn't always know how I was going to get there. I ran into a lot of roadblocks, and I had to learn how to pivot.
Hmm.
But I think being able to sort of understand what your long-term goal is and to learn, that success isn't always, a straight shot, and being able to learn to go and pivot with, the twists and turns of that, is one of the biggest things that I've had to sort of overcome, is to really sticking with something long enough, in order to see that come into fruition.
Yeah. So I think pivoting is huge in being an entrepreneur, because you never know what's going to be coming at you.
Exactly.
And then having that persistence, I would say, is also very important. Like knowing what your goals are, and
Exactly.
then moving forward on that basis.
Right.
So yeah, so it sounds like things are going well for you and your online business. Now, as a real estate investor, what are your thoughts on creating passive income to enhance or even replace active income?
I definitely think that passive income is, a really great, way to create more freedom in your life. For me, I decided to go into real estate investing to create passive income for myself so that I could pursue things that really fulfilled me. And I feel like a lot of the times, some passions may not always be the most financially lucrative. And a lot of people have really unique gifts or talents that they can't always fulfill in a financially lucrative way. So I think by creating passive income, you're able to sort of create that freedom in your life to pursue those things, so that you can to share those special gifts or skills that you have in a way that you may not if you're always looking for ways to just pay the bills.
Right. Well, would you say your passive income through real estate has allowed you to gain a lot of freedom?
For sure. I mean, it's definitely, if I'm being honest, it's been able to help me move to California, and pursue, entrepreneurship, which is, maybe, I understand that entrepreneurship can be risky. So passive income has allowed me that freedom to be able to, to be able to pursue that path.
Right. And really, it's your dream to move to San Francisco and to create and build up your online business.
Exactly. So, I mean, definitely, I think it's a positive proponent in my life, and I obviously advocate for it, and and for me, entrepreneurship is one thing that is one of those passions that I'm interested in, but. For other people, I think that they're able to create that freedom to create a life that they want, by design. So I think that's
Right on. Yeah.
I definitely advocate for.
Yeah. Right. Well, I think that really goes back to, knowing what your goals are and that,
Mhm.
and then if you can apply, possibly through real estate and other ventures to obtain,
Mhm.
passive income to create really the life that you really want.
Exactly. And,
Yeah.
and life can be, anything from, traveling the world for 6 months of the year, or
hmm
whether or not it's learning, a new language, or whether or not it's volunteering. I think it's the ability to really help you create that sort of life that you dream for. And, the traditional career path may not always, provide those options for you to have that type of freedom to, freely pursue those passions in that way.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
As we wrap up this interview, what exciting plans do you have in the works for the next 6 to 12 months?
So right now, we're fundraising for smart home gadgets, and we're aiming to close our seed round by Q1 2026.
hmm
And so once that's wrapped up, we're on filled on build mode, and we're going to take smart home gadgets to the next level and really bring our vision to life in a bigger way. So that's sort of what's in store for us in the next 6 to 12 months.
Yeah, I really look forward to seeing your success and your growth with smart home gadgets.
Thank you very much.
And yeah, thank you so much for sharing your insights and tips with us. It's been a real pleasure to have you on the show today.
Oh, thank you so much
And
for having me.
and Janine, if people want to connect with you, what should they do?
You can certainly find me on LinkedIn. Just search for Janine Lam. Or if you're curious to learn more about smart home gadgets, you can feel free to email me at janine.lam@smarthomegadgets.shop, or check out our platform at www.smarthomegadgets.shop. I'd love to hear from you.
All right. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you so much, Gary.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Want to share your success story? Apply to be a guest at truenorthsuccessshow.com/guest. We'd love to hear from you.